No, well, thanks very much, comrades. Thanks very much, Kganki. Let's back on your screens, comrades. And we have a burning matter on the ground. We have a Duduzile Zuma Sambutla problem on the ground. This girl aims to undermine the authority of the Secretariat led by the Secretary General, Commander Floyd Shivambu, or one would simply say she single-handedly wants to undermine and is doing so. And no one seems to be holding her accountable, including the chairperson of the disciplinary committee and the chairperson of the disciplinary committee of appeals, our so-called legal gurus, Dr. Hlophe and Advocate Dalimbov, by the way. Duduzile Zuma, we must remember, is a person who once insulted the Secretary General of the party. They said she must apologize and face a DC, or she must not apologize and automatically be recalled and expelled from the party. She apologized. We are waiting for a DC process. It's not happening. So, comrades, the propaganda that is being channeled on the ground right now by Duduzile Zuma to make it seem as if the MK is unstable and people are leaving MK simply because of Comrade Floyd Shivambu is a lie. It's a propagated propaganda by dark forces who want to hijack our revolution. And they are using Duduzile Zuma to do it because they are taking advantage of the fact that they know that she's politically inexperienced and she's likely going to do anything that they tell her to do it. So, as forces of the future, comrades, we know where the future lies. The future lies with the MK party. And if that is the case, we must actually support and rally behind the Secretary General, Commander Floyd Shivambu, who is persistently being undermined by dark forces of our revolution. And he is not even posting and replying back simply because he's a disciplined cadre with iron discipline. So let us rally behind the Secretary General, Comrade Floyd Shivambu, in the midst of this injustice that is happening. And we also call upon all young people, all students to rally behind the Secretariat led by Comrade Floyd Shivambu. And also an extensive message to the Women's League. We wish to say to the Women's League that as a fellow woman of Duduzile Zuma, please call her into order. We don't want to be having a toothless Women's League whereby it seems to be saying, okay, Duduzile Zuma can just do as she pleases. We can see that the DC is kind of being prolonged. I mean, a DC that is, if someone is facing a DC by at least because of the crimes that she committed last month, over 30 days ago, by now, there should have been at least a DC outcome. So the DC is not taking us into confidence. The Women's League, we call upon you to simply call out this counter-revolution that is led by Duduzile Zuma on the ground. Please, the future is with the MK, and all forces who are saying they are leaving the MK, please don't leave the MK, stay here. Duduzile Zuma, some way, somehow, is going to be swiftly dealt with, either now or in the future, but she is going to be dealt with. And we took a stance that the future does not have space for both Duduzile Zuma and the MKP. One must die, one must succumb, and it has to be Duduzile Zuma. As forces of the future, we categorically stated that we align with the Secretary General of the MK party, who is competent and knows what he is doing, and now assembling it all together here. Thank you very much.
Politically incorrect. That was Kganki Mohahlele. I keep explaining who Kganki Mohahlele is. You would see on this Twitter, a lot of people are saying to him, especially to say, just know to Kganki, you've been fired, go EFF, and you'll be fired here if you don't listen. They expect him to come down when Mzwanele is blaming him. But so here's the thing, and I always say, there are, of course, people who have no problem with what Duduzile is doing. And I've showed multiple cases. But for those who have not seen, let me stop here. Let me show you those who support Duduzile, because I'll come back and I just want to read the people who are actually against Duduzile inside MK. Thank you.
I think this thing, it needs time. And then now I've got valid reasons. When I whisper into him, I said to him, the only thing that you can make, can this thing of parachuting people, it must come to an end. You know why? It's killing the organization. is killing. The MK is gonna die because of this thing, because we started resna the resources, and we are still going to do it. We are still going to make it. But batho big English, abanyaki PhD, aseko doctor. They need to see you on the ground. Hence, I like the action SA mayor. She's always on the ground. She's always on the ground. And how was about Ubuza, Unyako Bulela Batavasona Lobo Floyd, Nakwango, Homo Fonel, Unyako Arabangari, Kori, Membra Irkowoods, Daito Pibaraki Mishulos, Membra Ufanak, Ufa chance. I want arrogant, you not overlang MK. Barak, arrogant, the low parachute about. You heard what Duduzile was saying. Mina, I'm in support of what Duduzile was saying, bra. I'm in support. You know why? She understood she was the one who was supporting his father. She was the one. The Zuma's family stood up when Zuma was being destroyed, and it destroyed it for something that he did not do. People when are saying Zuma is a criminal and so on, people are speaking lies because of the Ruperts are running the show. And the infiltrator in the MK, chief, I told Raman, Chief, here we've got 10 infiltrators. And he didn't see it. You know why he didn't see it? Ramano is not a ground person. He's an office person. He can be an admin. He's very good in that one. He can destroy you on that one.
So there are MK people who are part of the, I don't even know what the name of this camp, but the people who came first, and they call the others the arrivalist and stuff. And like I keep telling you, yeah, Mashani, you are always against MK, and they will say always. And even if when I'm doing things good for MK, they forget that I want to have a balanced view. So if they are doing good, I'll report good. If they are doing bad, I'll report bad. And if there's a story inside MK, I will cover it, whether it favors MK or not. Maybe for those who don't understand. So politics, it means contestations. So when people are contesting, it sometimes gets ugly. And for you to pretend as if we who are outside MK will see these things is disingenuous, because it's you who's telling us. So the tweets I'm going to read are on social media, and it's been going on for a few days, and I've been trying to avoid it. So this is Kganki who kept continuing about Duduzile. But guess who came out to defend Duduzile? Is Manyi. And when that happens, a lot of MK went against Manyi for defending her. People were saying, why can't you see? So what I'm going to try, I can't read all of them. I applaud you to go. I request you to go there and go and read it yourself on Twitter. So the first one says, Chief, please calm down. In MK party, we are trying to build, not to destroy. Stop your tirade against a member of Umkhonto weSizwe. Dudu did apologize. Don't be divisive. So the people who are against Mzwanele in this instance, they are saying it because, number one, the MK members have been very patient to say, now we are stepping back. What are the repercussions for this? Because in the letter you promised the people that there's going to be a DC, and now the DC is not coming. And people are saying, others in the tweet, they say they're not stupid. And then there's another one of interest. They say, of this thing, did this chap face any disciplinary action? So that's the Northwest chap he's talking about. When Manyi, we are better straight. Foot now again, we useless as a chief whip, lapa a parliament, got this two lesson buganje. Keep a wounded snake is not advisable to you. People are scared of Duduzile. Accepting Duduzile is allowing MKP to be a family stockfile instead of a real organization. So there is no way these people who are doing this could be other people who are not MK. So by the way, you can stop and keep reading this these tweets, because I'm just going to read them haphazardly, but as they appear here, you can stop and read them. So he says, but he's speaking. That's TK Umuhle. He says, but he's speaking the truth. Dudu is no politician, doesn't deserve to be in parliament, and is going to destroy whatever effort anyone puts towards building MKP. If you think an apology would fix a broken, immoral, and disruptive person like Duduzile, you are wrong, and giving her this benefit of a doubt would be MKP's biggest mistake. She was supposed to be suspended for at least 5 years and work on herself and develop. The cabal of Duduzile Zuma and Kganki must be dealt with harshly in the MKP. So this fits off the narrative that people are seeing. And I know people don't like when we tell you the truth. There's a narrative. It has been said by the Triple AM. Go and listen to the podcast if you haven't. It's been said by Jabulani Khumalo. Go and listen if you don't believe. So these people are saying, Ukanyile, who I love very much, and I've always declared that I do. Ukanyile is used by Duduzile. It's a narrative. I'm not saying it's true. And if you look at it, it becomes problematic for Floyd, who himself, as we said a lot in this podcast, is no angel. He is not an angel. To err is human, and there are a lot of flaws on both sides. So I've always said in politics, when you suppress a view, you say, have you exhausted all internal processes? So let me give an example. So when Msholozi was in the ANC, them and Bujuju, I remember at the time, they would go with the issue of, when it happened to Juju in the youth league, I remember it was a gentleman called Lehlohonolo who was taking him to court, and Juju was saying anyone who does that, and I could be wrong, anyone who does that must be sent out of the ANC. And there were times where Juju needed to go outside because the political dynamics in the ANC were very difficult. But you can't go outside because you told people you shouldn't go outside. You understand? And it happens a lot. When the politics are not in your favor, when the dynamics, the numbers are not in your favor, you always say things that would damage other people's chances of going out. But all I'm saying is, Duduzile has a lot of following. She has a lot of following, and we have proven that. And Duduzile, there are people who do not like her conduct. In the EFF, comrades were saying, yes, we love Floyd, but he must not make us choose between him and EFF. He must not want us to choose between Floyd and Malema, because we will choose Malema even when Floyd is right. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. Kganki said, two people can exist at the same time. MK and Duduzile can't all exist because they are poison to each other. Of course, I'm rephrasing. One has to go, and unfortunately, Duduzile can't. MK has to leave, so Duduzile has to go. And this is what the text from Kganki is talking about. This is exactly what he's talking about. And this is the example I gave you, that the EFF guys had to make a choice, a difficult choice at that. They lost people. They lost, you know how many people they lost, loved ones. But they chose the organization. As someone would argue, even they chose Malema. They chose the organization over those individuals. So, ignoring the fact that Duduzile, remember, no one said she must go to DC. It is the MK itself that said she will go to DC after apologizing. She apologized, so there's no DC. and Mzwanele is lambasted for choosing these things. Like I say, you can pause all these tweets and read them, and others, if you can go on Twitter, you listen. If you hate him so much that you don't want to follow, but just follow the tweets. So if you think I'm lying, because that's all you say, when we give you things on the ground, you say we are lying. But these are the people, these are MK people who are saying it. By the way, I keep telling you, I'm not taking credit for foretelling the history. I'm just listening to MK people telling us issues. And we keep telling, there's a red chair at Politically Incorrect. Of course, we've got a green studio, but there's a red chair that you need to come sit at the red chair and tell us. Because when we are going to tell us what you tell us, they are going to swear at us, they're going to say we are lying. And when those people do come here and they speak, you say Mashiane is taking side. I'm not taking side. Look, I invite everyone. I invite everyone to come and speak. It is, you ask your MK comrades from national. I mean, I invite everyone. They choose not to come. So those who come, we entertain their thoughts because they chose to come. And we listen to them and we afford them the audience that they want to come and well, whether they spew or whatever, but we listen to them. No one hates you, MK people. King said, because of your internal troubles, 2029 is far. So meaning that you can reach it being strong. If there's a problem, guys, face the problem. Face the problem. The truth is, you may not like Kganki, but Kganki is telling the truth. If MK said they will punish Duduzile, why are they not doing it? So, I remember I was saying to comrades who were saying, yeah, but Mashiane, you are against the EFF. I was saying no. Those people who come to my podcast to speak about the EFF, they come, I give them space, and they talk. You've got no idea. I've even made a full podcast talking about how I invite MK every single day. I can show you. I invite from national, from local, provincial, everywhere, even parliamentarians. I invite them. And they know my space exists. I invite them. And of course, some of them, they say, Mashiane, when you are MK. You understand? So I do not deny anyone any voice to speak. They choose not to come and speak. And when we speak, so another offense, maybe they enjoy you guys swearing at us as if we are painting or we are assuming a position. We're not assuming a position. When people come here, we don't even know what they are going to say. We just say, what is your issue? And then, do you want to come and explain it? Yes. They come and I mostly ask them based on what they say. But anyway, so that's the story. Tell me what you feel. Is it sustainable? I bet not. Look, these MK members are not saying take this particular sanction. Of course, some are saying, but do what you promised. If you promise that you'll hold the DC, she explains herself. If you feel, if she explained herself, she did not convince you, then punitive measures. If she did not, then you can pardon her. It's no problem. But just do what you said you were going to do. And Kganki always says this. Kganki says, please don't appease Prince Mohahlele, because the thing that you are doing, you are making us laughing stock. We are making MK laughing stock of the Prince Mohahlele people who are laughing at us that we are family business. And Kganki says so. Another EFF code, Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, the good doctor, says, when you are debating, don't lose a member. So what he means by that is, don't in the effort of convincing someone, don't lose that person as a member of of your party. Convince to win. If you think the debate you are losing, okay, you might win the debate but lose a member. Means maybe that debate is not important. And I think this is that time for MK to realize that. Machine politically incorrect. Let me stop it at that. Itada, tell me what you feel about this.
The point I wanted to make is that the interpretation of the comrade who's sitting here, that I'm standing next to, this one, this one, this one, this one. You don't know. There are politicians and politicians. This comrade I've known from when he was very young in the ANC Youth League. That's when I picked him up that he is a real politician. His politics, which I defy as scientific politics. This young man, he's a young man to me. Don't worry that he's big than me and all. Honest politician. Honest. Clear politically. He takes decisions at the right time for good reason.
Commander morning, Gwaza Mkondo Gwaza. My name is Councillor Thabiso. I'm sending this video to our SG comrade Floyd. And then, I'm surprised about the letter that is floating around in the social media that says the SG, yourself, Comrade Floyd, has expelled Comrade Mary Paddy. I don't want to interfere in the personal things between Comrade Mary Paddy and the other leaders. That story, I don't want to interfere or comment on that story. But the mistake that you are doing, Comrade Floyd, as our SG, as a custodian of the membership, you can't do things following your feelings. You must be organizational. Comrade Floyd, you wrote that 27 February 2024, you expel Comrade Mary Paddy. Where were you in 2024 February? You were not here with us. And by then, that mind of you coming to or thinking that you will come to MK Party, that mind was not there. So you expel Comrade Mary Paddy last year. That is what you are saying now. And you know what surprises me is that some of the National High Command members, they talk to us. They are telling us that you are taking decisions on their behalf, on your own. You only call 2 people of the National High Command and take decisions on behalf of the organization. You haven't called, as an SG, you haven't called a meeting of the National High Command. But you are taking decisions, you are implementing things. Afterwards, you are going to the national television, you tell people of South Africa that the National High Command has taken the resolution to say this and that and that. Now you expel Comrade Mary Paddy, following your feelings. Now I don't know why are you doing this. The appointment that you are doing across the country, in all provinces. Comrades have worked too much and so much to get the MK party where it is. But what we see here now, what we see here, you bring the people whom you used to work with at the EFF, you appoint them to be leaders of Umkhonto at the provincial level, even at the regional level, so that they can prepare you. You are preparing for them now, for the local government election, so that they can be in power, so that in conference, you can take over the conference. You think we are not aware of that? Let me tell you, if ever they didn't tell you, I will tell you. Comrade Floyd, I'm going to say the way Comrade Dudu said to you, I am not afraid. I will never be afraid. And I will still never be afraid of you. I know last time when you were here in Rustenburg, I did a video of which I was not satisfied with whatever that you did by not recognizing the structure of the Northwest. You were even swearing at the voters of the Northwest. You showed us a middle finger. But I tried to appeal with you. You didn't want to understand or listen to me. But I'm telling you, I, Thabiso Molefe, Councillor Thabiso Molefe, a member in good standing in Ward 45, I will never support the people whom you appointed as an SG because of number one, the investigation was never done by the deployee to the province. That the Prince Mokotedi, that the Richard Seleke, they didn't do their job by consulting the ground forces. Remember, there was a letter that you sent that your office will consult with the ground forces. Which ground forces did you consult? The faction that you appointed is the ground forces. Is it the one that is taking the decision for the province of the Northwest? No. We are the one who got the MK where it is in the Northwest. And we're not going to listen to that structure. We're not going to work with that structure. You know, we are very much concerned about the things that you're doing. You will not kill the Umkhonto as long as we are here. It's not a threat, this one is a promise. No one from Umkhonto will expel me after I do this video. No one will do anything to me.